welcome to all participants once again to the second session on day 2. The session will be on mobile marketing by the same resource faculty, Mr. IVSN Murthy sir, Director, InMobi, Singapore. Sir, welcome back again.
Thank you, Professor Murali. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just in 1 minute, you can start, sir. No problem.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of names which have come back, so that means I did good in the last session. People want
Yes,
to hear
sir.
Sunday afternoon, so something is good or bad. I don't know.
Sir, my question from my side, sir. How much percentage of importance is there for email marketing in this digital dynamic world?
So it's a very subjective term in terms of which category you're talking about. I mean, you talk about clients like Unilever or Pepsi or Coke. I don't think they use email marketing at all. Zero. Yeah, but if you take categories like real estate and e-commerce and travel, they use a lot of email marketing. So email is very, very important for them. So
that relevance is still there with respect to other modes of marketing, digital marketing.
Of course. I mean, there is obviously video is increasing significantly. Given the lockdown, we are all hooked onto our screens. We're not moving from our sofa sets and we are watching continuously whatever is being shown to us. So obviously there is a significant improvement or increase in the opportunity to video. So whether you talk about Z5 or Hotstar or all these other OTT platforms which are coming, Netflix, Amazon Prime, so all of them have increased their revenue per user either on subscription model or an ad revenue model, right? YouTube also has significantly increased their ad revenue because of everybody is on YouTube and watching something or other, right? So there's so many more content, that means so much more ads. So essentially, but email again is a very one-to-one communication, as I said in my deck. It's a relationship building tool. It's not a broadcast tool. So don't use it as a broadcast tool. That's my sincere submission. Video can be a broadcast tool, saying that when I say broadcast, a typical broadcast wherein you sit in front of a television screen and you just see whatever is being shown to you. There's no two-way communication in that sense. But email has a two-way communication, especially for the fact that it's a private space. I think that is very, very important for us to be cognizant about and understand the customer. As a summary of that. Awesome. So,
sir, I have a question on my side too.
Sure, Nag.
Yeah, because you are in the advertising industry since your inception of your career. Now, can you think OTT is the next immediate solution for the advertising agencies, because that is a biggest platform right now?
Absolutely. Now, it is already there. I mean, for example, if you see India as a context, Hotstar, Z5, ALT Balaji, Sony Live already have a significant amount of budget, and it's not small budget I'm talking about. I mean, I don't know exactly, I can't quote the exact numbers, but my sense is between OTTs alone this year, outside of YouTube, there should be at least $300 million of money, just 1 year, USD in India. That's the kind of money we are spending on OTTs already. And I'm not even talking about subscription money, by the way. Subscription is completely different. This is ad revenue. IPL alone is more than $100 million on Hotstar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's my next area of research. I'm thinking on that particular basis. So how it could have an impact if subscribers are ready to watch ads, like a 3-break ad, like 3 ad breaks in between a movie. So they can even reduce the price of the subscription. So that could be a beneficial both for the company as well as to the subscriber. So probably on that area, I'm trying to work it on.
Correct, Nagaraj. But the problem is you have to also understand that the subscription model started because people were unhappy about ads. It's like why Uber came into place. Uber came into place because we had a problem with the existing taxi people. See, Uber didn't bring any new technology. Uber didn't bring any new cars on the road. Uber didn't increase our lifestyle anything better. All they did was they connected two problems, right? There was a problem of taxi driver saying, I don't want to come this side, or auto driver saying, I don't want to go now. You figure out on your own. And then Uber driver can never say that. That's the problem solution statement, right? Similarly, Netflix happened because there was too much of an ad problem. Remember we used to watch a movie on a Gemini TV or a ETV. There were so many ads. For every 5 minutes, there will be 15 minutes of ads. And you will lose what movie are you watching at the end of the day. So that itself has given an opportunity that I am willing to pay a monthly fee instead of ads. Now we are going back. I don't think OTTs will, maybe some OTTs will in markets like India, yes. But OTTs per se will never go back to a 100% ad funded model, because subscription model is here to stay. SaaS subscription model is where they make more money actually compared to ad funded model. And it is direct to consumer. Why would I change my business model from a direct to consumer and go direct B2B? I want to B2C is more valuable for me. I can go IPO tomorrow. I can go whatever. A B2C is a more better business model rather than B2B for me. B2B has obviously other issues, right? So you will go to an agency, you will go to a client, he will say, I want ads. Then you will have to go through some other verification tool saying that, yes, your ad has run here. This is the audience here. Then they will say, I'm not happy with the ad. Then there's so many other problems. Even if they run the ad, then they will have to fight for payments. Okay, send me payment, send me payment. There are too many other issues. Business to, direct consumer is the best model to be in, because consumer is very easy to handle compared to another business. So I think subscription model is here to stay. There will be more subscription models available right now. In my own household, I have Yup TV for all the Indian content, because we live in Singapore. We don't have all the channels here. There is Netflix, there is Amazon Prime, there is Alt Balaji. I think there is now Z5 also. It's just opening up. So already 5 subscriptions are there in the household. So that is going to happen. I know a lot of my friends in India also have many subscriptions, multiple subscriptions. Awesome. Yeah. So
yeah, when we can start. Yes, we can start.
Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of people, I see some familiar names, but I see a lot of people coming back onto the my session after we had a great email marketing session. Thank you so much. Really appreciate taking time on a Sunday afternoon and spending time with me. For people who have joined this session for the first time, my name is Murthy. I am I'm an advertising professional for all my career, almost 16-17 years now. I live in Singapore. I work for a company called InMobi. I'm a director for performance business here in Southeast Asia. I've handled multiple roles in multiple companies, worked in Mudra Ahmedabad, worked in Yahoo India, Times of India, and a couple of other companies in India, all through and through being in advertising industry. Today, I'm going to talk about my favorite subject, which I've been associated for, I think, the last 10 years of my career. I've been in the mobile industry per se. It started way back in Yahoo. Pretty close to my heart in terms of yeah. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So mobile per se for me is very, very close to my career and also my interest. Because I believe that we born in India, raised in India, have a very unique advantage of skipping generations. We have skipped a lot of generations of technology. If you understand what I'm saying, for somebody who is born and raised in say United States, if you ask him what was the first mobile phone, he would say Nokia something, or maybe a Philips some number. Then there would be a 1G generation mobile phones. Then there will be a 2G generation. Even before mobile phones came in, there was a pager generation. So there was a whole host of 10 to 15 years of pager generation which happened. Then came the 1G, then came the 2G, then came the 3G, then 4G and 5G now. Right? In India, if you actually see, barring a few pockets of salespeople, nobody has ever used a pager, not significantly. We have used our 1G phones, which are the typical Nokia Java enabled screens, which are your 100, 1100, 222, the whole series of Nokia, and a lot of other Nokia series of phones which came in. And now the Android phones, which are $100, $200, $300, 100, Android phones which are there. Even BlackBerry was also not that great in India compared to a lot of other markets where there was a BlackBerry version of series in that sense. So there wasn't much in India. Surprisingly, we had the 1G. We didn't have the pager. Directly, we came on from landline to 1G. And from 1G, we skipped a whole generation of devices and we came to 3G directly. And now from 3G, we came to 4G, but sort of 3.5G. It's not even 4G completely in most parts of the country. Now we are completely skipping onto a 5G kind of a generation, thanks to Reliance Jio and a couple of other initiatives which are going on. That makes India per se, and then mobile in Asia Pacific per se, a very unique way of dealing with things, right? Today, I'm going to talk about kind of a next wave of mobile advertising in terms of where this is currently structured. What is it going to look like in few years from now? I've taken, usually I would have taken a more APAC view of things, but unfortunately, APAC view of things is too diverse. Singapore, the country I live in, on one side is a 5G market already, an extremely fast internet. Korea being the fastest internet in the world, by the way, 11 Gbps, and Singapore comes very close as 10 Gbps average speeds of internet devices. And then Indonesia on the other side has the lowest internet speed, or India or Indonesia would be the similar. Obviously, the scale is so high. There's a 1.3 billion people in India, another 210 million people in Indonesia, and so on and so forth. So I said, let me take a view of India and probably emerging markets in that sense, which is more interesting and more fascinating for me as a professional who is working in mobile and advertising and in that cut. So mobile is already big. We all know that. This is one of the interesting cartoons I used a long time back. And when I was making a slide today, I said, this makes total sense. We are completely slaves. Mobile, actually, we feel that we hold the device in our hand, but actually we are tied to it. We are literally tied to it. There's a funny thing which I usually say along with this slide is, in China, most of the divorces, the primary reason for the divorce is actually mobile phone. And there are a lot of fun trivia which are there in terms of how mobile phone is influencing our lives. I'm sure if this was a physical audience, if I was sitting in the same room as you, all you guys would be sitting in, I would have asked a show of hands that how many people are actually have alarm clocks in their bedrooms anymore. Does anybody have an alarm clock anywhere in the bedroom anymore? No, right? Mobile phone has completely replaced them. So is, I would have asked the question that, what's the first thing you do when you wake up? You don't kiss your loved one, or you don't kiss your daughter, or, son, or your spouse, or anybody, but you actually pick up the mobile phone. That's the state we are all in, and we have literally become slaves of it. So much so that this is actually true. 45% of India's youth, this is a little older study, probably it has increased right now. actually suffer from nomophobia. Nomophobia is actually a medical term which has been coined in US, wherein if you don't have your phone with you, and if you don't have it on you, you feel like it's ringing somewhere and something is going on and I'm missing on something, and you feel jittery, you feel panicked, you feel like something is missing. This is actually a medical condition. We are so used to it that we kind of become sick when we don't have mobile phone. This is one of the MGM college studies which was done in India. The question, if you see these two cartoons, I hope the cartoons are legible, but where this user is going to the store and saying, I want a phone that's only smart enough to make calls, but I don't want a phone smarter than me. So essentially what this user is trying to say is, we have this whole tendency of smarter phone, and every phone which comes later is a smarter device than this, right? So what is going on here? Is it really the phone is getting smarter or the user getting smarter? We had the number dials, now we have a touch screen, and then we have voice enabled devices. So the user is actually the same, because people have not evolved over the time period, right? But the phones have evolved. So essentially the bigger question why I'm making this a whole argument is because device as a function defines who you are most of the time. Hey, I have got the latest Apple device, I've got the latest Samsung device, I've got the latest whatever. But the question is, how is this phone, or how is my phone smarter than your phone, or how is this X phone smarter than the Y phone? Anything or any version is smarter than the next version, because smarter is always a relative, right? It's always smarter than the next best device which comes into action. That's where the bigger question comes in. The bigger question is user getting smarter and devices catching up, or the device is getting smarter and users are adapting? I think this always fascinates me a lot, especially in emerging markets, because you would go to a small village and that person might probably not be knowing how to read and write. Or take my example of my son or my daughter when they were 2 or 3, they would not know how to speak probably a few sentences, but they would know everything about how to operate the device, how to operate the phone. My essential question remains that every generation of phone which is coming now, which is trying to be more smarter, more advanced, more features than the other phone which you have right now, is that a function that the human beings are asking, or the people are asking more from the phones, so phones have to do more? That's why they're getting smarter and smarter and smarter. Or the phones are getting smarter, but people are trying to adapt to them. This is a very pertinent question, an important question in the aspect of mobile marketing. And I know it might sound a little philosophical right now, but this has a lot of bearing in terms of the way a mobile marketing industry is functioning right now, and the way mobile marketing technology is being written right now, which has a lot of bearing into how we are doing things. Also, at the outset, let me also try and talk about when I talk about mobile marketing, this is nothing like the email marketing. Okay, let me take an example of email marketing in the morning, which we discussed. This is not a division of anything. This is I think this is encompassing across every aspect of our marketing ecosystem. You cannot distinguish between this is mobile marketing as a line item and this is ABCD, or this is email is on mobile marketing, video is mobile marketing, display is on mobile marketing, search is mobile marketing, even outdoor for that matter is mobile marketing, because you have the QR codes and you have the scan tools and all of that. artificial intelligence is mobile marketing. So you cannot literally distinguish between mobile marketing and every other part of marketing, because mobile has become all pervasive to every aspect of marketing. And that is why this whole question of devices smarter and user smarter, it becomes very important, because every aspect of marketing we talk about, mobile is involved in it. Because we have India's first mobile native generation. There is more than 41%. This, I think, is a little older study. I think this data increases day by day, increases year by year, wherein people, large parts of India have never experienced internet, have never ever seen internet, or have never ever seen even a computer for that matter. But they all have access to internet thanks to BSNLs and Reliance Jios and Airtels and Vodafones of the world, because their mobile phone is their gateway to the world. They have exactly the same content as you and me have sitting in big cities. They have exactly the same resources in terms of content opportunities of reading and writing and listening to different modes. They have the same Google where they can search anything they want to search with basic thing. In fact, Google is also available in their own native language, whether it is Telugu or Tamil or Malayalam or Gujarati or Marathi or Bengali. There is options of language available, and phones also can be in those languages available. So it's literally no way of discounting this whole native generation. The interesting part of it is why I'm calling it mobile native is because they have never ever seen any other form of computing device. Mobile phone is the only device they have seen, and that becomes a huge opportunity, and also that becomes a huge challenge for marketers, especially from a mobile marketing lens. So now I'm linking why I ask those questions is the devices getting smarter and smarter, the users getting smarter and smarter. There's a whole first generation of people born, raised in countries like India who have never seen anything apart from a mobile phone and internet. Now the question is, how do we stitch all of that into a marketing plan, or how do we stitch all of that into a marketing goal? Whether it is for a brand, whether it is for a service, or whether it is for any action item which we want on a marketing lens, how do we start planning media? Now, this is a larger question. The other larger question is also that how do we plan to cover this audience? This is so vast audience which is available, and it's not that everybody is on the same device. There are different devices. There are small devices, big devices, internet enabled devices, color devices, black and white devices. There is a whole host of multiplicity of form factors as far as mobile is concerned. In markets like India and emerging markets, other emerging markets across the world. So, audience versus inventory. So when I say inventory, what I meant was a typical media plan, right? So wherein we will say, I want so many impressions, I want so many videos to be seen by users, or search for that matter. Somebody was talking about search in the afternoon, SEM. Inventory is essentially the metric to measure opportunities to see. When I say opportunity to see, how do I count how many times the audience is exposed to a particular communication? That is inventory. Audience is essentially the people. So if you see the joke here, it says that to avoid conflict, we split the boys based on smartphone. So Android, iPhone, Windows are two tents, right? So essentially, they're saying that what we have become is the devices we hold. So most of the mobile marketing targeting opportunities earlier in the mobile marketing world were based on devices. Hey, if you hold an iPhone, you tend to be a affluent person. If you are holding maybe a smaller phone, you tend to be a different class or substrata or whatever. That was the kind of things when early 2010, 2000, I mean, this is 10 years ago, but that formed the basis of mobile marketing for a long time. Is that really what defines the audience in mobile marketing is the question which we are all asking. But the fact remains that we are more interested in the person rather than the device they're holding, and especially, from an audience perspective, in the email marketing also, I said, right, we have to clearly identify who that audience is. We also need to understand what are the motivations of her or him in terms of this communication. Can mobile marketing help you to reach that correct audience and to make sure that audience reacts to a particular communication we are sending them? All these things again boil down to the same aspect, that more interested in the person behind the device and not the device itself. So device targeting or device ecosystem cannot be equated to mobile marketing ecosystem. That is essentially the bottom line of this whole thing. The other thing is also that you would have found a lot of studies. IDC releases a lot of studies every 6 months. Millions of devices sold. Xiaomi is saying, I sold 5 million devices on Amazon. Apple is selling some other millions of devices sold. Is more devices, equal to more users? Not necessarily, especially in India, which is a peculiar market compared to a lot of other markets, because there's a lot of second-hand user content, or second-hand user market, which is there in India. A lot of devices are sold in tier 2 markets, tier 3 markets, refurbished devices, and a lot of other devices which are sold. So not necessarily the millions of devices which are sold in a market like India are equal to the lot of users available on mobile marketing in that sense. Average, a new handset is used for 1 year or less than 1 year sometimes, and usually it is sold for 50% to 40% of the average spend. In rural India, you will probably find it $1,000 rupees to 2,000 rupees. You will find a decent handset available, maybe less than also, sometimes less, much less than that. But all these devices are also the same devices which were used by somebody else in the past. Why I'm again emphasizing on all of this is because most of the mobile marketing data architectures is all based on the fact that devices becomes the key metric of accessing internet. And because devices are accessing internet, there are equated number of people behind that. So I'm trying to tell you that in a country like India, where mobile marketing is the maximum reach opportunity, you also have to be cognizant that these devices are not actually original devices. These are sold back again into the audience. So it might not be fair to say that all Xiaomi users are ABCD or all Apple users are XYZ. That is where we need more audience data, and that is where we go into an app level data. Now, in the last 10 odd slides, you heard me talk about devices and mobile phones getting sold and resold and second-hand markets and all of that. The other aspect of it, where we have a lot of work which is getting done, which we will continue to do, is the app usage. Now, suddenly marketers felt that device targeting, or just by accessing a kind of devices, I'm not able to target the exact user. The second set of data segmentation went on to app usage. Okay, if somebody has a Ghana.com app, for example, he is a music enthusiast. If somebody has a Redbus app, he wants to travel in a bus. If somebody has a hotels.com app, he wants to book a hotel, so on and so forth, right? Every app you have, there is a corresponding segmentation attached to it, and you get put in that segmentation. If you are on that app and I'm showing an ad to you, I will be assumed by the app you're using, and then there is an attribution back to the segmentation of it. So app, the joke says there was an app for everything. So the lady in the picture is saying sometimes you have to stop and smell roses, and the guy is saying, okay, sure, I can download an app for that. I think probably literally you have an app for everything here. An interesting joke here is you have an app for the plastic bubble wrap. Have you ever tried it? Just go search for it. You'll find many apps. You'll be really surprised. You can keep tapping on your screen and you will actually have the same sound as the bubble wrap. Didn't want to name it, but the second app in this screen is actually a fart app. You can create noises of fart on your mobile phone. It's super funny, but it's there. And the list goes on. For every possible imaginary thing, there is an app, and you can find all sorts of apps in the whole thing. They are actually stepping stones of content consumption, and devices and apps on devices combined together make the holistic approach in terms of mobile marketing. And how do we define who the user is, why the user is, and then how we can target the user in terms of the content consumption and the other aspects of mobile marketing. This is, I think, 2019 data. There are 250 million app downloads per day in Google Play Store in India. You can just Google yourself. There's more data available on, more detailed data available on how many games, how many utility apps, how many blah, blah, all of this. But that's the scale of India. Indians are downloading 250 million app downloads per day. I mean, I can go on and pondering over this data, saying that is wow. That's so much data, so many apps getting downloaded, so much. In fact, if every of those apps is asking for a registration, that means 250 million email IDs getting transacted every day, and email ID 250 million phone numbers getting transacted every day. So the list goes on and on. It's one of the largest app consumption markets in India. Is India. So when I say consumption markets, we don't make our own apps a lot. We do make now, thanks to all the Paytms of the world. We have a lot of our own apps now, but most of the apps we consume as Indians are made in US or China or somewhere else. And we consume app. We are a big consumers of a lot of apps in the world. So that's how India defines itself in terms of content consumption. This is also an interesting aspect of it, wherein I combine the apps and the content and everything and the device form factors onto two things. This cartoon actually summarizes the whole thing. Mobile offers one of the most engaging formats thanks to the screen size. See, if in the joke he's saying, if the phone does everything, why doesn't it fit in the pocket? So it's a funny thing, but that's true. The device size, the screen size is increasing so much that most of the devices don't fit in the pocket anymore. I'm still an old school guy wherein my phone needs to fit in the pocket. Otherwise, I'll forget it somewhere. But I know a lot of people who have large devices which almost look like tablets. That creates an opportunity that there's a lot of engaging formats which can be played on those mobile phones because of the screen sizes they offer, because of the richness of the screen size they offer, because of the technology behind it. But there are extremely too many challenges as far as the mobile ecosystem is concerned right now. Yes, it is booming. There are devices getting sold. There are apps being made. There are screen sizes that are increasing. Great content for people. We are so addicted to it. All of that is being established, right? The fact remains that it's an extremely challenged place. This is and the data I'm going to talk about is a public data. You can search for it. But something which freaks me out as an advertising industry professional, that 77% of all display ads are never seen. In our language, we call it viewability. When I say viewability, there's an ad on the page, but has that ad been seen by the eye, naked eye or not? It's not a machine eye, but naked eye or not is the question. There are technologies available for it, wherein based on the movement of the screen in an XML or in a format of a page, in a web page format, we can identify whether the ad is viewable or not. There are companies, you can search for it. There are companies which only work on viewability of ads. Google works with them, Facebook works with them, InMobi also works with them, a lot of other companies work with them. But this is a problem. There are so many ads that 77% of the ads are never seen. So a lot of advertisers are paying money for the ads they were never seen. Now that creates a problem. That creates a huge problem. The other problem is engagement window. The problem is it is so tiny engagement window of or attention span of a user that it's just 1.7 seconds. It's like a goldfish. The goldfish turns around and it loses attention, comes back again, goes around. So similarly, the engagement window of a user today, especially of a young user today, on any of the devices he or she is using, is extremely small. So in that 1.7 seconds, we need to communicate a message, make him or her try out some product, click a banner, watch a video, do whatever we want to do it, and then get a response from it. So it's extremely critical for us to do everything right in that 1.7 seconds. This is the reality right now. It's absolutely cluttered. There are too many banners on mobile phones. There are too many things which are shouting in your face. There are too many videos going on. You are in such a clutter that is absolute communication chaos. I call it communication chaos because there are too many people trying to do too many things in one window, and that's a small window. So it leads to absolute communication chaos, because of which context becomes very important. When I say context, mobile marketing, because the screen size is so small, you need to be in the right neighborhood for you to see the ad, or for the user to see your ad. That becomes very, very critical, wherein a lot of times you're lost in this chaos. You're lost in this chaos where you're trying to shout out to get some attention, but you're not getting any attention. The point is, in spite of all of this, there is a faith that the medium will work. The faith that mobile is going to be the next big thing. So the faith also pushes a lot of advertisers, media planners, clients and advertisers and agencies and a lot of people to push a lot of money towards the medium. So yes, there's a lot of money spent on mobile. Roughly in countries like India, 40 to 50% of all the digital advertising spend is spent on mobile phones. And that's a lot of money. India is supposed to be a $2.5 billion digital market, billion dollar digital market in 2019. So out of which 40% is spent on mobile. So imagine the kind of monies which is there flowing through more. So there is a lot of money which is there, which is freely going on mobile. But the problem is, because of so many other things, right? Because of the clutter, because of the other issues, most of our experiences when we spend mobile marketing are not up to the mark. And unfortunately, what happens is, because our experience is not very great with mobile phones, we tend to start, blaming the medium itself, blaming that, hey, mobile doesn't work for me. Oh, I was happy doing the Facebook, and I was happy doing the desktop, and I was happy doing television, I was happy doing whatever I was doing, but this is not for me. So there starts the complaints. Also, the other thing is, the only thing constant as far as technology is concerned is change, because there's nothing else which is constant in technology. It changes so rapidly. that a lot of times before even marketers try to upgrade themselves, they tend to lose the bus. I mean, there's augmented reality now, there is virtual reality now, there is so much more happening from a mobile phone lens now in a lot of markets, including India, that advertisers tend to get lost in this whole thing. Oh God, they're too complicated for me to figure out how exactly I need to use mobile phone. Should I use QR code? Should I use a scanner with a camera? Should I use beacons? What should I use? Should I use an AR, artificial reality, or VR in that sense? How do I go ahead and create my brand strategy in using this? And change is the only thing constant which is going on in this. This I briefly mentioned, but this is also a huge challenge. There are too many devices and too many form factors. Small, big, different mobile phones have different browsers on it, and each browser has their own set of characteristics, which create a huge challenge for brands and marketers to figure out what would work across all these. What is the common thread? Because if I send my logo, say I'm a Pepsi or a Coke or whoever I am, if I have to advertise on mobile phone, I should look like the same in all these devices, right? So that is the problem of multiplicity, wherein multiplicity creates an issue of standardizing my asset or my advertising asset, which becomes an integral problem of the media planning itself. Then which becomes a problem of the media budgets allocated to each one of them, because we have to create multiple line items. And then finally we end up saying, hey, mobile phone is not working for me. Now that is the vicious cycle in which mobile marketing goes round and round and round. Lots has changed over the time, but still there are certain pertinent issues which are still there, which continue to bog down mobile as an. This, I don't think it is a problem anymore, but this used to be a lot of problem in smaller devices, especially smaller handsets, wherein it's too constrained. And constraint also is not just about the screen size, but also about the creative sizes. How many of you would have seen a small banner on the top, on the bottom corner of a mobile page, and that's an ad? It's so small. And if you see the screen, most of the time my finger is larger than that banner itself. The banner would be 300 by 25 pixels or something like that, which is too small. And because of which there's a lot of erroneous clicks which happens, and a lot of other issues which come along with the whole constraints of the medium itself. Having said all of that, would I see this as an opportunity, or would I see this as a problem, right? I mean, most of the time, the easier thing would have been, come on, mobile is not my cup of tea, it's not working, there's too much complications in it, and then I get out of it. But if done right, if done strategically, and if done with professional help, I'm sure mobile can be a huge opportunity. And whoever has done that has had huge benefits in a period of lockdown. If you see market like India, whoever has done a perfect mobile strategy with app and the payment and everything inbuilt into the app from a mobile standpoint has won the market. Clearly won the market in India, or for that matter, any other geography. In India specifically, because of the geographical largeness of the country, right? Obviously, it has become a huge advantage. Paytm, if you see Paytm's growth and the digitization drive from the government of India, and the whole notebandi which happened, the demonetization which happened, and the rise of wallets, Paytm was so beautifully placed there, and it worked wonders for them in terms of how the growth happened. Everything was mobile, because mobile was the core of the whole proposition, because it was an app, it was a P2P app, everything was driven around mobile. Similarly, there is a lot of fintech apps going on now across the globe, across APAC, across many other countries which are in similar. So you always need to have a problem opportunity, half full, half empty kind of a scenario, where I believe that mobile right now is a huge opportunity if done right, professionally and strategically. So what to do, steps for marketers. I mean, what exactly do we need to do in terms of creating or adapting to this opportunity and making sure that we own this opportunity up in the mobile field? I think the first question and one of the most important questions is introspection. The arrogant way of doing it is, I'm the brand. I show an ad, people watch it. Or I show an ad, people click it. Why? Why should they even click your ad on mobile phones? I mean, why should they even bother to click? The question is, why will they engage? That is not just for mobile phones, but in mobile phones, it becomes even more important and pertinent question because of all the issues I've just told you about in the last half an hour. The fact remains that why should they engage in that small screen, in that small banner with all the other things which are going on? They're probably watching their fantastic, great video, and you want to show a video in between, and they should see it, they should click it, they should engage it. Why? Why should they do it? We should always introspect ourselves as brand, as an agency partner or as a partner who work with a lot of clients across the globe. I keep asking the same question to myself, and I keep asking this question to my clients also. Why should somebody click on your ad? Or why should somebody engage your ad? What is so great about it? Now, when you start putting those questions and start introspecting yourself, you will be asked a question: are you really entertaining enough? Because most important aspect of having a mobile phone in your hand, apart from utilitarian perspective of calling somebody or SMSing somebody, which we hardly do anymore, is entertainment. It's become an entertainment device. It's a device which is constantly there, whether we are playing games, we are sharing content, we are watching videos, we are doing, I don't know, whatever we are doing. We're reading, we are answering questions, we are chatting with our loved ones, whatever we are doing. It is essentially an entertaining device. So why should ads be any different? Unless until your ads are defining and entertaining enough, why should they be clicking? So that brings us to what I call the quadrangle of mobile advertising, right? The quadrangle of mobile advertising essentially is 4 parts of how mobile marketing is functioning in the current ecosystem. Number 1, it is always on, right? Because I don't think we are leaving our mobile phones ever in any of the 24 hours. It's always next to your bed, even if you're in deep slumber sleep, or it's in your hands even just before you're going to sleep, and it's in your hands when you wake up. So it's always on. Content and context. I was talking about content and context, saying that one of the key aspects of mobile advertising success or failure depends on what is the content. Now, content has to be entertaining, content has to be informative, content has to be alluring, and content has to be answerable to a lot of more important for me is also context. Context is where this content is placed. How are you communicating it? What time of the day? What is the frame of mind which the user is there in terms of this content is getting thrown at him or shown to him? That becomes very important to me. Third aspect is the format. A format is, are you showing a video banner? Are you showing a audio banner? Are you showing a rich media banner? Are you showing a 3D banner or whatever? I think that is the third and the most important aspect of mobile advertising itself when you combine all of this. Fourth, and I think probably the very large technology enablement which happened in mobile advertising is audience targeting. Because mobile also, because we are so much on mobile phones, we are spending ridiculous amount of time on mobile phones. There is also a lot of data which we are creating. That's, in other words, called the digital trail. We create a lot of digital trail. Every action we take on mobile phone, we leave a trail. We search, we talk, we message, we read, we watch, we share, we do anything. We leave a trail of digital on the digital platforms. All that is valuable data. Now, there's a lot of companies which use this data to make sure that they understand from a perspective that they understand who you are, what are your preferences, what you likes, dislikes, and so on and so forth. That gives a lot of help in terms of creating the content and context, in creating the ad format, and making sure it is always on. And that is the quadrangle of mobile advertising, which is in works these days. So let's go deeper into content. I just talked about this content, but it has to be entertaining. Content has to be entertaining in terms of, even utilitarian also has to be entertaining. Whether it is, for example, because we are on mobile phone right now, if you see the ad here, it's a McDonald's ad. It says wholesomeness starts here. You click, you are moved to a Google Maps situation wherein you are sent to the nearest McDonald's in your phone. I'm sure, I don't know how many of you have experienced such maps integration, but it's a beautiful way of creating that good quality content. This particular ad is trigger based advertising, wherein if your temperature in, say, New York goes above a particular degree, if it is more than 40 degrees, then the menu changes automatically on the banner. That is the kind of integration these guys have. It's amazingly beautiful. It won a lot of awards, but it's extremely entertaining, and it is content led. And also utilitarian at the same time, because it's connected to maps, it is driving to a nearest store, and blah blah, and so on and so forth. Two is, as I said, audience. Who are they really? Who is that person behind that device, person behind that app, person behind that? How well do we know the audience? There are so many tools and so many solutions available right now in the market, which create audience graphs, which create affinity graphs, which create a lot of impulse-based, dynamically injected audience buckets where we can know what that person is. And also there is a threshold. If you're an auto audience, you're buying a motorbike, you're in the market for 30 days. If you're buying a car, you're in the market for 90 days, and so on and so forth. You can create thresholds, you can create a lot of other options in mobile phones and use all the data. As I said, mobile is always on with me. I've just talked about too much on this right now, wherein it is absolutely always on. Constantly sending data about who you are, what you're doing, what is your frame of mind, what is your mood, a lot of other factors in terms of, in fact, I remember watching one of the ads on Spotify in Singapore. Spotify has this feature, I don't know how many of you use Spotify. Spotify has this feature wherein if you're running, right, based on the speed of your running, the music beat will increase automatically. It's an artificial intelligence tool which it has inbuilt, that the faster I run, the music gets faster in my ears. The slower I run, the slower it becomes. It's a beautifully done thing. It's always on, and Spotify uses that technology wherein it uses a mixture of gyro and accelerometer to make sure what speed is the phone moving, and according to which the beat is increased. It's beautifully done. Check it out if you have Spotify. Audience data, I was just talking about it. There's a whole host and bunch of data available about audience, which is a very inherent part of the strategy. I do it every day in my life, wherein I've talked about a lot of big e-commerce partners and a lot of big travel partners and finance partners we work with, where audience data becomes extremely important. Target profiling, similar to the email marketing thing I've talked about. Very important to profile your customers. Which profile of the customers would need what kind of ad, based on the data segments which we got from the audience data. We need to profile these customers and make sure that we have a very targeted, specific ad which is personalized and curated for them. I think for me as a mobile marketing professional, mobile ads always were bad. They used to suck about. I mean, they were really small. They were really irritating. They were really not up to the mark as far as the creative output is concerned. I think this was one of the one of my favorite lines which I used in a lot of presentations was, everything starts with actually an impression. When I say impression, the first aspect of showing a creative to the user is called impression in an advertising world. The first thing which happens in an advertising journey is impression, and then they click on it, the click happens, and then post-click whatever is you want them to do. But the problem is in the run for this technology and CTRs and CDRs and blah blah blah, all these technology jargons which have come in, we lost the fact that everything boils down to one impression. So the first impression, that is very important for us to create a beautiful experience of the brand and what the brand wants to do and what the brands want to communicate, and make sure that that is being clearly communicated in a large screen size to the audience for them to react. This also is a very, very interesting slide I use a lot in my presentations, that why we are not being fair as far as creative opportunity is concerned in mobile phones. It's very funny when you actually say this, that TV was not radio with pictures, right? And so is websites were not magazines you can click. Similarly, mobile phones are not smartphones in small computers in your pockets. So don't treat. So most of the time what happens is, why this slide is important is because most of the advertisers don't have a mobile marketing strategy from a creative lens. They'll say, yeah, we do social, we do Facebook, we do Google, everything is mobile. But they don't have a specific creative strategy which they built for, say, mobile alone. Or they don't have a creative strategy which they have done for a particular set of mobile phones which have larger screen size versus smaller screen size versus landscape mode versus portrait mode or vertical video. There is a lot of formats which are happening right now. More often than not, the creative is always used. Acha, fine, I have this creative, please resize it and use it for whatever you want to do it. That becomes a problem. And that's why I always want to show this ad to most of my clients and say, you just can't treat mobile phones as another form of a computer. No, it is not. It's a completely different medium with its own different challenges, with its own different set of requirements. This is where the extension happens. This is where the traditional approach, right? If you see the left side, there's an eBay banner which says, hey, visit our eBay store. Okay, click to here to go to eBay store. ebay.in will come in and then you will do whatever you want. But the problem is, that is not a mobile ad. That's a display ad on any other format on computers. But if you want to have because mobile phone is much more instant, much more everywhere, much more private in that sense, you need to have a mobile idea for the same thing. You need to either give a coupon or you need to give some other code where you need to make the idea mobile. So what makes an idea mobile is very, very important. So instant gratification. So the fact that mobile phone is always with you needs to come out in your mobile strategy. And that creates a whole host of difference in a normal idea, a digital idea versus a mobile idea. This is also one of my interesting slides, that most of the time when you see a banner, when you see an ad, it's just an appetizer. It's just the first part of the process of engaging with a brand. It's not the brand itself. It's not a meal itself. So you click the advertising and then go to a landing page or a website. That is where the meal is. That is where the whole story is. this is just a precursor or the trailer to the whole story. That's why I said, don't blame the entire experience of a restaurant just on an appetizer, right? If appetizer is not good, you will not even go to the next course meal. But if the appetizer is okay and then you don't like the meal, you don't blame the appetizer. You will say, okay, appetizer was good, but the meal was not that great. So in the same fashion, I think we need to put more emphasis on creating those great looking banners, but we should also concentrating on the landing page experience and the other experiences beyond the banner. Last section, let me try and summarize again. These do's and don'ts are absolutely not universal. They can be subjective to different things, but these are broadly accepted by most of the mobile marketing professionals. Absolutely 100% agree. This is something which I've been following for the last 17 years of my career. Creative matters the most. If you have a good creative, if you really work on the creative aspect of what is the communication, what is required, it will work. And if you don't, it won't work. It's as simple as that. And there are significant amount of data which is there, which proves that creative actually creates a lot of difference in terms of awareness. The whole AIDA principle, I think Professor Bose was talking about. In the same sense, the entire AIDA principle, every part of the metric of AIDA has impact of good creatives working. Yeah, I mean, location, there are some must-haves in a banner wherein you need to have a brand name, logo, strong advertising impact and advertising recall. Clear and persistent branding is very important for brand awareness, because a lot of times what happens is you see a banner, you don't know what brand is it talking about because the brand logo is too small. You don't even realize that which brand is talking about this. Especially it happens in the food category. Most of the pizza banners look like same, unless until you go deeper and understand, because if MACD is not calling it out or PhD is not calling out, you don't really understand which ad is for which brand. So you have to be extremely careful in terms of creating those, especially mobile ads, because of the constraints, because of the nature of the device itself. So if you see, what is a successful creative? There's always a left side brand placement. There is I don't want to get in deeper into the UI aspect of it, but there is a whole science behind why left side brand placement or why right side brand placement, because there is a nature of human eye is to go from left to right. Usually 99% of the cases, we start from the left end of the corner of any particular thing which is shown to us and go to the right end of the corner. This is a user UX UI science behind it. Exceptions are always there, but usually 90%, 99% of the people go this way. So you should always have a logo in this, and there are, and this study is available on the Google. You can go and select. IAB is International Advertising Board. So essentially, it's a group of people. We all are part of IAB. We all come together and decide on all of these things. Yeah, call to action is very, very important, and some of the best options in call to actions we are giving why call to action is important and where should the call to action be placed in that sense. Again, there is no absolute rocket, rule book for it saying that this is what it should be and this is not what it should be. There will always be exceptions. As the creative says, if you go back to Indian advertising, before Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola, I don't think anybody would have called Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola in that sense. But because Amir Khan did it in a way it became a huge hit, and then it became a cult. And I can go into so many very unorthodox advertising which was given, like Pidilite does a lot of Fevicol does a lot of unorthodox advertising in India. That is not by any rule book. No rule book will say do this, but unorthodox also works sometimes. So in advertising, in creative, there is no absolute rule book. There's only best practices. Best practices can be learned from, or best practices can be questioned. So it all depends on your particular case in that sense. So basically, to sum it up, as I said, it's absolutely not a rocket science. It's common sense more often than not. It's also depends on how mature is the brand, how mature is the audience, what is the kind of audience you're talking about. So in summary, we have to make sure that we don't just take into consideration the devices, the apps on the devices, the audience data, the creative, and a summary of all these things from a integrated, cohesive standpoint, which creates a great mobile marketing strategy. I know I talked a little more about mobile marketing strategy perspective from a science and from a professional point of view. It might probably be a little one level above the basics. I didn't want to cover basics because I'm sure you all are aware of basics in terms of what mobile marketing stands for and what entails in mobile marketing stand for. I wanted to bring out my professional expertise from what I do every day, wherein we deal with a lot of complex problems, and I want to give a glimpse of what we do for a client in that sense. With that, I come to the end of this session, and will be happy to answer any of your questions.
Sir, one question. I am Dr. Guru Vishal Sinha. Sir, one question. Sir, there is a problem always. I am a professor in digital marketing. The student asked me how we segment the mobile customers. Because I answer it from Philip Kotler or some type of digital segmentation. But what is the proper way of doing the segmentation? Because somebody is doing working with a smartphone, somebody is on laptop, and blah blah, many things, tablets. So how we make it?
So, Professor Sinha, I think mobile segmentation in a very technical term, there is a lot of partners you can work with. There are global companies where they are available with a lot of mobile data. You also have to understand from a point of view where exactly you want to buy them. You want to buy them on Google, you want to buy them on Facebook, you want to buy them on any other platform. Any other platform is a completely different conversation. I can answer that because it's a very lengthy conversation. On Google per se, you can create because audience, if you want to target audience, you have to go somewhere, right, where they are. If you want to go somewhere, if it is Google, Google gives you all the options of available data across platforms. You want only mobile phones, you want only tablets, you want only laptops, you only want laptops of a particular make, like Apple laptops. You can find any segmentation available on Google. No problem at all.
Sir, second question. Request. Sir, is there any company which can provide us free data for research on mobile marketing, or we can buy it from what is the process, legal process?
So when you say can you just go on mute, please? When you say research, you mean to say any academic research on a particular topic, you want to say?
Yes. An academic research, say for.
Yeah, so there are companies which do mobile research. There are panels. I don't know if you do research. There are FGDs which you used to do, right, earlier, focus groups earlier in the advertising research studies. When I joined Mudra, we used to do a lot of FGDs. Wherein we used to bring in few people and ask them few questions and give them some returns. So similarly, there are many panels wherein we can do a lot of studies. Both, I don't think they will be free, but they will be at a particular segment of price. I can send you some links if I have. Right now, I don't have, but I can send you some link. I'll leave my email ID. You can send me an email.
Thank you, sir.
So good afternoon again. I'm Saujanya. Yes, sir. So you mentioned about ITC. Do they give some kind of publications or reports, or what is it that you were talking about IDC, sir?
Yeah, IDC has a publication. I think every 6 months they publish. Mudra, he is from Guntur, actually, Telugu guy. So he was a big inspiration when I joined. I used to work. I was very fortunate that I worked in his office as an intern. I started my career in his office. I used to be a management trainee for AGK's office in Ahmedabad. So yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Narayan sir, again, a confusion related with reading material. Okay, so chip magazine is there for computers and all that. So which magazine, which provides updated data in mobile marketing?
There are many online publications. You can go to Agency FAQS, or you can go to Campaign Asia. You can go to Tech in Asia. There are many publications, online publications, which talk about mobile marketing. They might not talk about a pure mobile marketing perspective, but they always have a large section of their conversations revolving around mobile marketing. Similarly, there are vertical blogs like Mobile Monday, mobile weeklies, and a lot of other stuff which are also there. There are enough and more mobile marketing stuff.
Okay, sir.
Sir, please give a chance. Please give a chance to others. One question, one at a time. Later, after you can ask.
Sir, I have one question. Can I ask you? Hello.
Carry on, ma'am.
Divya madam.
Sir, I have one question. That suppose a student or someone who has started a new company, then what is the minimum amount of capital is required to do mobile marketing? Or can you give one practical example of a company who has invested a very lakhs and crores of rupees in mobile marketing and they are doing wonderfully? Or maybe the reverse case where there is no investment in mobile marketing, or a minimum investment is there and still they are doing very good things. So this can help our student to, or the people who are going for the startup, or maybe the entrepreneurs.
I can answer your second question. Have you seen the ad of White Hat Junior?
Yes.
Yes.
I think probably everybody who has seen a White Hat Junior, if they have a kid, if they have any age group kid, White Hat Junior would have targeted you. So I think they just got bought over by Byju's for, I think, millions of dollars. I think they are spending a lot of money on targeting. So that's yes. Part two is you can actually do mobile marketing with $0 also, by the way, if you are smart enough. If you are smart enough, because if your content is strong enough, you can actually do a mobile marketing with no money at all. But I still believe that you should do some basics in terms of reaching out to customers at the right time and creating your audience buckets and starting. I know a lot of startups who do a lot of mobile marketing. In India, especially, mobile marketing is very, very, very big. Any marketing organization
will purchase. So this is what how it is going to be. What at a peak level, as you are at a peak level, what is that the next coming scenario will be? So is that all the youngsters who are in what you can say urban locality especially, are they going to use on shopping? Their habits are going to be concentrated through smartphones only? Because and consider to the Indian scenario, I mean to say.
No, so it is already there. It's already going on right now. If you see, everything is going online. My daughter, who is 12-year-old, comes to me and says, give me your phone, and she opens my Amazon or Shopee or whatever local e-commerce stores we have, and she searches whatever she wants and keeps it in the cart. Only thing is she doesn't know my credit card number. Otherwise, she would have done the other thing also. So she's just waiting for that day when she will get a credit card. She will do it herself. She doesn't need me. So just because I hold the credit card till now, at least, so she comes to me and says, Daddy, I want this. So my cart is always full. Something or other is going on, and then they already know it. I mean, my 5-year-old son knows it. It's so ingrained into them that they don't even know anything else. For example, when I was a kid growing up in Vizag, I would have said, okay, I need to go to Jagadamba Center to get this or ABCD, whatever. But now they don't have a concept of that. They say that, okay, I need to go to Amazon and order this. That's it. And Amazon uncle will come and deliver it in few days. That's the only conception of, especially lockdown is even further did that more to them, saying that it's going to be more.
Rightly, I was putting that same point, Melissa. Then after pandemic, now the stressing on mobile marketing online is growing. Then what do you think that is the new trend which is going to be for the next 5 to 10 years? Something you may observe, anything like which are the upcoming trends?
This is here to say. I don't think it is going to change in the near future.
Okay.
Because this will have different manifestations, but it will continue to be like this. I can't exactly pinpoint what is going to happen. I hope pandemic goes away as soon as possible. But this will get into a little more deeper engagement. I'll give you one example. There is a tool called Dot from Amazon in the US. So the Dot is basically a Bluetooth device which is connected to your refrigerator. So it will tell you that your milk is low, or fruit is low, or your everything is low. So automatically it is connected via internet to the Amazon server. And by the time you are on the last bottle of your milk comes home without even you ordering it. They already launched it for many particular sections. So your similarly, one Dot will be there for your washing machine, where your washing powder, your washing liquid, your detergent, softener, and all of this are also added to the cart. So automatically added to the cart. By the way, the weight of the thing reduces, it will automatically place an order, and the order will come to your home without even. So the fridge is only doing e-commerce transactions. You are not even involved.
So previously it was only companies having vendor managing inventory. Now personal managing inventory has happened. Fine.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Sir, this is Anand Brahmbhatt from Ahmedabad. Sir, actually, Sinha sir to ask you that he has problem in mobile segmentation. Same problem I am facing at presently, where I am guiding my student for master's project. सर राजकोट के अंदर मिट्टी कूल कंपनी है जो मिट्टी के बर्तन बनाती है, एंड आई नीड टू रीच दैट आई नीड टू मेक रीच ऑफ दैट कंपनी टू महाराष्ट्र, मध्य प्रदेश एंड राजस्थान इटसेल्फ. अभी मैंने माइका के अंदर फोन करके उनको पूछा कि इसको मोबाइल को कैसे हम लोग सेगमेंट करें, तो दे पीपल टोल्ड मी दैट ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. माइका पीपल टोल्ड मी दैट ऐसा कुछ है नहीं, आप सिर्फ गूगल कर लीजिए और गूगल पे से आपको मोबाइल सेगमेंट मिल जाएगा. गुजराती पीपल आर नॉट दैट मच अवेयर अबाउट लैपटॉप एंड इंटरनेट. एवरी गुजराती हैज स्मार्टफोन बट दे आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट एनी इंटरनेट फैसिलिटीज एक्चुअली. एंड so how can I reach them? I am facing lots of problem in mobile advertising and marketing. So what I did just a survey on how many people are using iPhone, how many people are using MI phone, and based on that I reach that particular person. So am I on right path, or I need to just change my strategy?
કેમ છો આનંદભાઈ? મજામાં?
બસ એકદમ મજામાં સર. ગુજરાતી
મને ગુજરાતી સખત આવડે છે.
Oh wow, that's great sir.
Acha, so I'll be very honest with you. Number one, don't try to fit mobile marketing in every aspect of what you're trying to do. My first recommendation. Okay. For all you know, mitti ke bartan can be a thing which you can just do using probably a Facebook group. You don't need to do a mobile marketing strategy and a segmentation in that sense. Yes, segmentation is involved, wherein who are the ones who are going to buy mitti ke bartan, right? You can actually create a WhatsApp group of all the women who really love the mitti ke bartan in, say, Ahmedabad, and ask them to send them in their own segments. Or even better, I don't know how many of people do. My wife actually lives in Singapore. She watches this woman from Kolkata who does a 1-hour session on Facebook Live every day showing saris.
Oh, my mom also.
And the saris, no, by the way, it's a great marketing lesson. the saris cost average 15,000 rupees, by the way. And everything happens on this is called social commerce these days. So Mitti Ka Bartan is a great category because the per capita price of it is also much lesser, right? You just need to drive them saying that either you can create an MLM opportunity like the plastic ones are sold, right? The locks. What is that plastic things which are sold in MLM? Multi-level marketing. So you can create a multi-level marketing kind of an approach also. Or you can also create a Facebook Live kind of a program where you can create audiences. See, don't expect that the first activity you do, you will get exceptional success. That's also wrong expectation. You need to create that dialogue. You need to create that thing that slowly you will start encouraging audiences to interact with you. A Tupperware. Oh, thank you so much. I was just missing that. So it's essentially you create one live group like this where a woman is actually talking about how great is this Mitti Ka Bartan, and then so on and so forth, right? You can create that whole community towards it. Community takes time, but don't expect that mobile marketing will work immediately in one. I mean, there's no point of taking devices ki kitne iPhone users hain, kitne Android users hain. Mitti Ke Bartan ka aur iPhone user ke sath koi lena dena nahi hai. All you need to do is how do you start reaching out to the right target audience and create a market out of it, right? See, Mitti Ke Bartan is not the cheaper option. Mitti Ke Bartan is a more eco-friendly option. देखो पूरा position change हो गया ना.
हाँ, एल्यूमिनियम और स्टील से तो सीधा आप नेचर की तरफ जा रहे हो सर.
Correct. That creates a even better opportunity for you to monitor, talk about them on mobile phones. So I'll be more than happy to talk more about it. Maybe you can mail me and we can discuss more on this.
Sure, sir. I'll mail you.
Priya ma'am, please, can you ask your question?
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Sir, I just want to ask you whether it is email marketing or mobile marketing, what is important, as I have understood, is the content. If the content is good, then the people or the target audience will be attracted towards it, and definitely it will give a we can say profit to the organization, or it will bring good to the company. So I'm asking you, we can tell our students to see a career in content writing. Are there opportunities for content writing overseas also?
Oh yeah, absolutely, ma'am. Content is everywhere. Content is the sugar. If you want to get audience, which are the ants, you need to have sugar. So it's as simple as that.
So is there any specific courses or something like that which the students have to do for that? Because if we tell the students to do the digital marketing course, they can go to any centers and they can do the digital marketing course. But specifically for content writing, are there any certifications or which can make a student ready for the industry?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So basically, you need to be a language student in the first place. Obviously, you have a English literature or any other language literature in terms of because language command is very important for somebody in a creative field, whether it is picture or that is definitely a must. If somebody's language is really good, then there are many courses like Professor Brahmabhat was talking about. Mica is a great school where you can talk about a lot of content marketing courses. There are short-term courses, there are long-term courses. In fact, in Hyderabad, remember Osmania University having a lot of courses. Andhra University also has a lot of content marketing courses now, if I'm not wrong. The other key ones are in Bangalore. I think Mount Carmel has some courses, and St. Joseph's also has a couple of courses. So yeah, there is enough and more courses, ma'am. Courses की कोई कमी नहीं है. But content creation is something which is also needs to be adapted to which medium are we talking about. Email prose में और पोएट्री में जैसा फर्क है ना, एडवर्टाइजिंग में हम लोग बोलते हैं जो लॉन्ग फॉर्म कंटेंट और शॉर्ट फॉर्म कंटेंट का अलग अलग कैपेबिलिटीज है. ईमेल लिखना है आपको तो लॉन्ग फॉर्म लिखना है आपको थोड़ा सा, तो दैट इज अ डिफरेंट कन्वर्सेशन. एंड शॉर्ट फॉर्म आपको हाइलाइट्स लिखना है या titles likhna hai, then there is a different approach to be had.
Okay. So one should be clear that what he has to do, and then accordingly he has to enroll for the course.
Ma'am, more often than not, content marketing, you might not actually write content. Okay. See, I'm not saying that all marketing people should be content writers. I am not a content writer, but I need to know the difference between a good content and a bad content because I'm going to sell it.
Yeah.
If I'm going to market it, if I'm going to sell it, if I'm going to recommend it to a client, agar my GVP is my client ho jata hai kal ko, and I go to GVP and say how to market GVP as a college, as a service, as a place to come and study. Now I need to understand what exactly is a good copy. Okay, copywriter ne kuch likh diya, something which he wrote or she wrote. I, as a sales guy, before I go and present it to Professor Rajni ma'am or Professor Murali or Mr. Professor Bose, I need to know what is a good content and bad content, right? Otherwise, I'm presenting in front of the clients, I look like a fool. So for all business folks also, don't get me wrong, but even business folks should also understand what is good content and bad content. It's not just the creative copywriter or a art guy who will know the copy, and that's a different course. Even for that matter, I encourage my team members to do a course in creative copywriting, even if you're not a copywriter. That's okay.
For knowledge.
Yeah. Knowledge, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, I have a question from Sanjeev Kumar.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. If advertising through status update of WhatsApp is good enough, I am advertising it since 15 days and results are wonderful. Does it comes under mobile marketing?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely mobile marketing. So I'm sure you created a WhatsApp group first, and then you are changing your status updates every day, creating different offers and creating different segments, right? I'm assuming that is what you're doing. Absolutely works. I just gave you an example of a woman in Kolkata, doesn't even speak anything for Bengali, selling probably thousands and thousands of dollars of worth of saris. There are many such examples. Social commerce is a huge area right now, wherein you create your own social segment of 2,000 people, 3,000 people, 5,000 people in your own locality, and you start promoting yourself or promoting a service or a brand or whatever, and you make money. You make more money actually.
Chandralata Singh ma'am, are you there? Or else she has a question, sir. Yeah, please carry on, ma'am.
Sir, actually, due to this pandemic, we the teachers are taking online classes with the student, and for floating important information, we are using two types of group app like Telegram and WhatsApp. So WhatsApp are getting irritated, and there it is capturing that बहुत सारी उसमें मेमोरी खा जाते हैं. So I am preferring Telegram. So in what way I can convince the student that Telegram is better than the WhatsApp? Or matlab, I feel it is better than that, but in mobile marketing terminology that you have explained here, in what way we can say this app is better than that, or which feature WhatsApp has got and what features Telegram has got?
Correct. Pehle to ye, it's more of a information dissemination channel you are trying to use them as, not as a marketing tool. So yes, let me create the distinction first. I think you should use Google Classroom for all you know. It's a great tool for people, children to learn and upload their worksheets and you correcting them. It's a small paid app. It's a very beautiful app. Try out that, or even try Microsoft Teams, for example. There are many apps which are available, which are even better, even collaborative. Slack is one example like that. Telegram is also a good example. I'm not saying Telegram or WhatsApp is bad, but you yourself have told that they're not meant for classroom kind of an opportunities, right? They're meant for very social friendly chats. But if you want to do it on a professional, more secure basis, because WhatsApp, anybody can enter that WhatsApp group and create havoc. It's not a secure environment. It's not a socially safe environment also these days, unless until you're a very close group. So in lieu of all of that, I would suggest that you should look for many other apps. There is Google Classroom. There is Microsoft Teams. there is there are many other free apps also. I'm sure there are many other free apps.
We are using that Google Apps and Cisco WebEx for conducting the classes, but for floating the information or important messages, we are using this type of groups like WhatsApp group. But वो बदतमीज होते हैं, बच्चे कुछ भी लिख देते हैं WhatsApp में, तो वो Telegram में एटलीस्ट रिकॉर्ड रहता है, सब कुछ रहता है और उसमें ज्यादा स्टोरेज भी नहीं कैप्चर करता, हम जो भी डालना चाहें वो डाल लेते हैं उसमें। ये
बदतमीजी के बारे में तो मैं कुछ बोल नहीं सकता, बट
सर होते ही है इंडियन के बच्चे तो सर स्ट्रेटेजिक मैनेजमेंट के लेक्चर में सर माँ बहन की गालियां एक दूसरे को देते हैं, चैट में पूरी दिखती है।
Narayan sir, this is Dr. Guru Vishalsana once again. One last question, sir. Can you suggest any website, one website in which information about new websites, new softwares and mobile, it should be composite, like any website which informs about the new development of softwares and mobile or in communication, like that in marketing? Any website, any one or two websites which we can, yes.
मतलब आपको टेक्नोलॉजी वाइज चाहिए या आपको मार्केटिंग की चाहिए, क्या चाहिए आपको?
सर बोथ टेक्नोलॉजी एंड मार्केटिंग वाइज, अगर बोथ है तो वी कैन डू इट बिकॉज आई एम अ डेटा साइंटिस्ट आल्सो।
टेक्नोलॉजी वाइज तो आपको GitHub जाना पड़ेगा, GITHUB।
ओके सर, ओके सर।
GitHub is the best place. All the new technology, coding, everything happens there.
ओके सर।
मार्केटिंग में काफी चैनल्स हैं यार, मार्केटिंग में एज आई सेड बहुत सारे चैनल्स हैं। marketing.com है, कैंपेन है, कैंपेन एज जनरल है, द ग्लोबल ऐप है वो। बहुत सारे हैं जो जर्नलिस्टिक मार्केटिंग के ऊपर लिखते रहते हैं, केस स्टडीज वगैरह लिखते रहते हैं। सो देयर इज इनफ एंड मोर। एजेंसी FAQs है इंडिया में, कैंपेन एशिया है, फिर देन आपका डिजिटल एशिया है, डिजिटल मीडिया एशिया, ऐसा कुछ है। मार्केटिंग करके आप टाइप करो, देयर आर सो मेनी वेबसाइट विल कम इन इंडिया आल्सो।
Deepak sir, are you there?
Yes, Deepak sir.
Yes. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Carry on.
Actually, sir, I come across to a person through some social network like Discord group who is selling around 10 crore people database with the email, phone number and segment like a doctor, engineer and school going children or college going at a price of 2,500 only. Is such type of data is worthy to buy?
See, worthy, I don't know the name of the company, but आप दिल्ली से हो क्या?
Actually, no, I am from Gurugram.
गुड़गांव से हो, perfect. आप sorry? गुड़गांव से हो ना? हाँ, ठीक है। आप पूरा मार्केट चले जाओ, सेक्टर 56 के पीछे आपको मिल जाएगा ऐसे सीडीज बहुत सारे। So I used to live in Gurgaon long.
Actually, I have seen screenshots. He have all the data in Excel files, and I was quite amazed to see that it was actually huge. It was around, I think, 80 crore database, but he is selling 10 crore database at such a.
So for this dataset thing, a website called Kaggle.com is very good. Like it has various datasets in various segments, and also it can be converted into Google Sheets.
Okay, great. Yeah, there are many services here, Sagar. There are many services which are available, which are authentic services. आप जैसे I remember this company. Company James आपका I mean I can name a few companies which are email marketing firms in Netcore है India में, one of the largest email marketing services companies in India is called Netcore. Mumbai headquartered है, but you can search for Netcore. You will have, I'm sure, other leading city in India will have a Netcore representative. If you want me to connect the Netcore representatives, I can connect them also. So I'm sure there are enough and more email and SMS marketing companies with good, clean lists. They will give you a platform, they will give you a dashboard, they will give you a scrubbing data, they will also give you a D&D scrubbing. You can't, in India, you can't send just randomly SMS to anybody now. There's a lot of legal regulations you have to follow. If there is a D&D customer, if I'm a D&D customer, you can't send me an without me opting in. If you send in, you can actually go to jail, by the way. So there are services where you will be D&D scrubbed. So against a number in real time, that number will be scrubbed against a D&D database and then said either you can send an SMS to them or not send an SMS to them. So there are a lot of services available like this in India, and there are many good companies.
Sarthak sir, Sarthak Chaurasia sir. Sarthak Chaurasia sir, which company, which website you told, sir? I'm Dr. Gurvishal Sinha. Which website you told right now?
Sir, Kaggle.com.
For
Kaggle.
Can you spell it?
Will you please spell it?
Sir, I'll drop a link in the chat box.
Yes. Go ahead.
Murthy sir, can I ask the last question, sir?
Yeah, please, Hitendra.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, this is Hitendra, and sir, first of all, thank you for this wonderful session. Trust me, not even a second I was, trying to divert myself. It was so very engaging, so very beautifully designed, sir. I just loved it, sir. First of all, thank you very much for the session, sir. I will be boiling down to my questions, sir. Like it's more on analytics of digital as well. Like supposing when we are watching a YouTube video on mobile phone, and there is that either on mobile phone or any other platform. So when there is an option which says that
cost you millions of dollars.
Thank you for your answer, sir.
Thank you, Hitendra. Thank you. Glad you liked it.
Thank you very much for a wonderful session. I hope that participants have really enjoyed it. And
to have this opportunity to propose the formal vote of thanks for both the sessions in the morning, sir. To sum up the whole presentation, starting with the origin of both the email marketing and mobile marketing, the presentation stream, the story has been so well designed and engaging to the participants with several important things to note, like the statistics from the sales force regarding the growth of the email and mobile marketing, the segmenting and targeting profiles for the customers in both the cases of emails as well as mobile marketing, and discussing about the future of emails and the challenges, especially in multiplicity and managing the advertisement assets in email marketing and as well the mobile marketing, and the common errors that are committed by the marketers in both email and the mobile marketing sessions, and the suggestions you have given, sir, so wonderful suggestions for the email marketers as well as mobile marketers to take care, beginning like not to be too emphasizing in emails, or not to shout in the emails, or to make the right presentation in the mobile ad banners, even the positioning of the logos and the statements, so that the viewers or the recipients can really respond to that. And the excellent representation, the presentation of the mobile advertisement quadrangle, which clearly explains the connection between the content and context, and mobile being there 24/7 with the recipient or the prospective customer, and the visibility, viewability of the advertisement so well done. And lastly, so the do's and don'ts in mobile as well as email marketing, so well structured and very excellently presented, sir. I really extend my heartfelt thanks for giving us such an exhaustive and quite knowledge enriching session for all the participants on email and mobile marketing, sir. Especially for accepting our invitation and making your presence today with this very exclusive presentation for all our participants for this session. We sincerely thank you, sir. And I know it's quite challenging for a person in industry to pull the valuable time, personal time on a Sunday holiday in the afternoon from abroad to connect with people in India, sir. We really appreciate your connect with Indian population and our faculty members who have been friends and your well-wishers. So thank you very much, sir, for all the enriching session, and from the compliments what we have received from the chat box. This is one of the most appreciated presentations so far in many of the FDPs. And we'll seriously look forward, sir, to have much more sessions like this in connection with Gayatri, Vidya, Parishad, sir. Thank you very much once.
I'll be more than happy. Firstly, thank you so much from the Gayatri for Gayatri Vidya Parishad's faculty and principal ma'am and HOD sir. I think I'll be more than happy. I've always been, as I said, my dad will be very happy. Unfortunately, he couldn't join. Being son of a professor, so I always have, I think, probably in the blood somewhere.
Sir, we have a recording session. We will share it with you. So you can forward to your father.
Definitely. So,
tell me, sir, this is our second successful session. We have done webinar, digital marketing webinar on the previous month, I think, and this is the second one. Both are very successful and appreciated by the audience, sir.
No, I'll definitely will be very keen on, as Professor Kishore is saying, I'll be more than happy to participate in the limited time I have. But thanks to no travel now, so I have a lot of time on the weekends. Otherwise, I travel a lot across the globe, so that used to become a lot of problem. But I really love it to come back to, I'm actually doing probably a session with Geetam also, but I definitely want to do more sessions with GVP or any other college for that matter. I see colleges from Ahmedabad, colleges from Bangalore. With my language flair, I can get away with any other language also, I'm sure. But thank you so much. It has been a real pleasure meeting all of you. Whenever I'm in Vizag, definitely I'll visit the campus. Sir, I'll definitely say hi to all of you in person.
Definitely, we will not leave you, sir. We'll definitely invite you and give a chance to our students to interact with you, to share your experience and information to the students, to the future kids. And very thankful to you, sir. That's why we allotted this slot, so that we can utilize your weekends to the participants.
Sure. Absolutely.
Thank you, Narayan sir. From Dr. Guru Vishal Sinha. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Sinha. I have shared my email ID here, and please let me know. Email ID is there.
Sir, can you share a LinkedIn link? LinkedIn.
LinkedIn link, yes, so sure.
સર ગુજરાત આવો તો સ્પેશિયલી મળવા થશે.
અરે જરૂર ભાઈ. 100%.
Sir, we wish to hear more questions from you.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. Sure. One second. I'm just giving my LinkedIn profile. I don't know I'm good as digital Deepak or not, but I'm trying.
But you are excellent, sir, rocking. And even I would like to mail you, and our students also get an opportunity to hear from you. It will be a great honor for all of us, for us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. That's my LinkedIn profile in the chat. So.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Wish you a great day and a happy weekend, sir.
Thank you so much, all of you.
On a personal note, I thank you very much on behalf of Gayatri Vidya Parishad and I'm honored to be a classmate. Rather than being a classmate, I'm very honored that I'm one of your best friends, so that I can able to share whenever I can talk to you very formally. Thanks for accepting our invitation. We are looking forward for your future endeavors too, so that our students can take the greatest advantage of your knowledge. Thank you once again.
Thanks, Ra. Thanks so much. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Dear participants, the third session of today will start at 3 o'clock on stress and management. So by Rashmi Polkar and Sharda Devi madam. So please log in by 2:55 so that the session can start at 3 and we can log out by 4:30.